accept the people who are different than just tolerate them. So think about it. I believe you will find that is the case with most of us. We have been taught to tolerate, but nobody tried to actually teach us to truly accept. But trust me, there's no better teacher than life itself. So to continue with my story, I was lucky to be born in a town in Bulgaria where around half of the population is Muslim. Some of them are of Turkish descent, some of are Bulgarian descent. Also, my town has a significant Roma and significant Armenian communities, and it is located also just 50 kilometers from the border with Greece, so we have also a lot of traveling Greeks. So I grew up in a very, very big mix of people. And I was also lucky for another thing. As a child and teenager, I was lucky to have parents who loved traveling. So at a very young age, I was able to visit many countries in Africa, Asia, East Asia, Australia, and both the Americas, both North and South America. Back to my presentation. As I was traveling, I started to observe something very strange to me at the time. I was traveling with a Bulgarian group, obviously. So I started to see that my reactions towards the local people, their traditions, religions, foods, everything, my reactions to that were very different from some of the reactions of the people I traveled with, from the people from my group. Where other people had racist reactions, mine were reactions of pure interest. Where other people felt disgusted by a certain custom or local food, I was feeling curious and fascinated. So I started to ask myself, what made my reactions different? At some point, when I got a bit older, I reached the answer. I wasn't just trying to tolerate those very different people. I was actually trying to accept them for who and what they are. Simply because that accepting felt natural to me. It felt good in my heart. So I told you all of this to get to the actual point of my presentation. What do we need to turn tolerance into acceptance? We need a very key element, and it's called understanding. This is why I told you in the beginning, remember this word understanding. It sounds incredibly simple. We only need to understand the things and people who are different in order to accept them. But understanding is not always as easy as it seems, trust me. Understanding sometimes requires a lot of effort. In order to understand, we must start getting informed. We must ask questions. We must read books. And before all, we should try to put ourselves in the place of the person who is standing in front of us at the moment. To imagine that we have a different religion, to imagine that we have a different skin color, to imagine that we have a different sexuality. The differences between us are, it's a very long list. The differences between us are as many as the people who live on the planet. And where do we start with all of that? Where do we start with the questions that we are asking ourselves and the person in front of us? Well, in my opinion, we need to start whenever we see another person standing in front of us. Doesn't matter if they're the same skin color, doesn't matter if what name we hear when they introduce themselves. We must start asking ourselves why this person is who he is. If I had been in the same place, would I have been the same as he is? So sometimes the questions are easy to answer. They can be answered like scientifically. For instance, why do people have different skin colors? When humanity evolved, everybody was black, but because humanity migrated to Europe and to Asia, our bodies could not produce enough vitamin D with so little sunlight. So our babies started to get sick. So we either had to evolve or we had to die. So that's why we have different skin colors. The reason is simply the sun. Other questions need you to go a little bit deeper and ask the people. For instance, when I was in Vietnam, I asked, why are you people eating bugs? Why are you eating spiders? Why are you eating scorpions and things like that? And do you know what the people answered? Like, everybody was just feeling disgusted at this moment when you see people eating bugs and spiders. Everybody from my group felt absolute disgust. You could see it in their faces. And I went ahead and I asked, why do you eat this? And you know what they explained to me? That during the Vietnam War, there was so little food that for many people, eating bugs meant surviving. So it's always good to ask questions. It's always good to read books. I have read both the Bible and the Quran, and you cannot imagine how much those two books have in common. How our, like the Christian and the Muslim religion, how much they have in common, actually. I will not be like getting in too many details, but yes, they have a lot in common. And yes, the thing that every single religion tells us is be a good person, be a decent, good person to your fellow man. Doesn't matter what it exactly is. So, as a conclusion to my presentations, I want to tell you this. I really don't like the word tolerance. But that word is a very good beginning on your path to understanding, and from there on to actual acceptance. And when you reach this state of actual acceptance, you will see it goes hand in hand with a next step, a next level, which is called love. Then after you accept, you will learn to love that what is different, and to learn that it makes our lives much better, much shinier, and much nicer. And I hope you all today leave from here with love in your hearts. Really, I hope for that, and thank you again. So, yeah, if anybody has questions, like my presentation was one big personal experience of my life, but if you want to ask something. So, no questions? Okay, so everybody is at the moment filled with a lot of love for me, apparently, hopefully, with a lot of love, not only to me but to each other. And let's all together bring peace and understanding to Europe back again, and never allow anything like what's happening at the moment to happen again. Thank you, everybody, from our Rotaract clubs who organized all this. And I really hope to see you soon in another online seminar, in another, I hope, personal meeting very soon. You are all welcome to Bulgaria, to our town, and big thanks to our friends from Serbia, Turkey, and Bulgaria. So
let me say something. I would like to, firstly, I am Arkan. I'm the secretary of Rotaract Club Kardzhali. The next year I will be vice president of the club. The first club I joined Rotaract was Varna Evsinograd when I was a student, university student. When I returned to my hometown, I decided to join Rotaract Club of Kardzhali. And Rotaract Kardzhali is part of my family for sure. I would like to thank to all of you that you joined our online conference. Firstly, I want to thank to the Izmir Ekonomi Club's president that they contact us to make a conversation and make a relationship between the clubs. And this is the first district, our first twin district for sure. I would like also to thanks to Lilyana. She's not here, but I would like to thank her that she accepted to be our lecturer for this interesting topic. I would like to thank to Dragana from Belgrade Dedinia for sure, because she find us Tijana is a lecturer with this perfect topic. Also, I would like to thank you, Tijana, for your acceptance to participate in this conference. You were amazing. Really, it was around 10 or 15 minutes to find you as a lecturer with this perfect topic. Thank you, really. Also, I would like to thank to other international clubs who joined us. Now I'm seeing our friends from Israel. There was also some friends from Malaysia, Philippines. Thanks to them also. And I would like to work with all of you. If you have any ideas for future, we are open to cooperate and work together to make the world a better place to live. And we must inspire the people and give back the peace and the happy, bring peace and happiness to the world also. But firstly, we must give it to Eastern Europe, Balkans, and Europe for sure, because we are living in Balkans, Eastern Europe, and Europe. Thank you.
thank you. Oh, Balkan.
So all of you, thanks for everything. Thanks for joining. But before we're going, please, could you open the camera thing? As you know, so if it's possible, so everyone, could you open the cam? Okay, I guess it's all. So 3, oh. 3, 2, 1, and let me check. Perfect.
Okay, thank you so much, everyone, to your participation, Serbia, Bulgaria, and Turkey. And our speakers, Lilyana, Tijana, and Peter, thank you so much for your contribution. I'm sure that we will have more joint projects with you, and it's a great network for us, I think. And I want to say that you are always welcome to Izmir, Turkey. We are waiting for you. So I'm sure we will be in the connect. And thank you for your participation. And thank you, Utku.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Okay.
So see you all.
Time to say goodbye.
Let me stop the recording. Let me stop the recording first.